07, 07, 07, and welcome to Snake Mountain. It's not Snake Mountain. It is, of course, our Christmas stream where I apparently did not get the memo that it wasn't going to be fancy dress. So for my penance, I had been told by the team that I must remain as Skeletor for the entirety of the stream. So just before we go into the intro, I'm already hot, my face is already sweating, and my mouth is dry. So apologies in advance. That's what I said in chat. I'm sorry. It is me, but it's just that I'm wearing a mask. So this is our Christmas stream. So welcome everyone, one and all. 07 to everyone in chat. Welcome to my wonderful community team. We've got Paul, Zach, and Bruce. Sadly, Sally can't be with us today. She's working on something at the moment, but she does send her love to you. So big 07 from Sally to everyone. But we do have an awful lot to go through today. First and foremost, I want to point out that we did have a big show planned for The Office. But unfortunately, as I'm sure a lot of you are well aware, that the world has changed slightly and we can't go into The Office. So Zach, bless him, has at very short notice tried to jiggle something together for us for this stream. And we were giving him high praise before the stream started. But I did then point out that if anything does go wrong, it's also entirely Zach's fault. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. But thank you, Zach, for putting this together.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, you do. I'm sat here in fancy dress, testament to the fact that some you lose quite badly, Paul. So the next part is obviously we've had, and again, it's been a very, very busy week. So we've just had a patch go live, which we'll talk about in a moment. But today's show is a bit bumper. So we're going to recap through the year. I think we've got news on what's been and gone in terms of the most recent updates and patches and hot fixes. We're going to have a look at Fleet Carrier Interiors in more detail, answer some of your questions. And I know Bruce and Zach spoke with Darren earlier on today. It's really, I just see Bruce and Zach smirking, so it makes me nervous, chat. And then we have a bit of a quiz at the end, where we're going to have a bit of an us versus you quiz, where Paul was very kindly put together some questions for us to try and answer, and it's going to be us versus chat. Now we'll get to the rules on that later on. It's just a bit of fun, and we're going to put that in at the end of the show just to sign us off. Not only that, we've also got quite a lot of prizes to give away. So we've got sort of 4 packs of earbuds, water bottles, pins, and pens, I think, to give away. Mm-hmm. And we've also got 2 bigger packs of 2 Thrustmaster joysticks, and I think it's pins and pens as well to give away. And we'll tell you how you can win that as we go through the show. It's nothing strenuous. It's not going to be anything too difficult. But that's it. That's my intro done. I don't know if any of the guys want to say hello to anyone in chat, but feel free to take it in turns. I'm just going to sit here and sweat.
Well, I suppose... Well, obviously, first, thanks, Skeletor, for the intro. But secondly, Skeletor didn't mention that there'll also be we'll be going through your Hall of Fame stellar screenshots, which is going to be fun. Paul has somehow managed to whittle them down for the entire year into, I think it was the top. How many was it, Paul?
Well, we got it down to from all of them, from every week that there has been a stellar screenshot, and that's every week for the entire year. Managed to pick one person, and then we've eventually whittled down with the team's help. It's not just me. We've whittled it down to 10 sort of finalists that we all thought were sort of really, really good. But yeah, there was a lot of entries, a lot of entries.
Yeah. We're going to, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to show the top 10, and basically everyone in the top 10 is going to be obviously entered into the Hall of Fame, but we're going to pick the winner on today's show. Bruce, anything on your end? You've been quite silent so far, obviously. Skeletor stealing the show, but now's your time.
Yeah, I'm really stealing the show. I've been sitting here smirking because of all the comments, but no, I'm actually
going to bring out the Sword of Grayskull and shout his power.
Yeah, I mean, someone said nice skeleton outfit, and that made me laugh because I'm too young to really know what He-Man is.
Yeah, same.
I hate you so much.
Just stop it.
I've never seen a He-Man show. Is it a show?
Come on.
It's a way of life, actually, Zach. All right.
Genuine question. It's called Snake Mountain, but isn't it a giant skull?
No,
that's no. Thank you, Paul. Educate the boy.
Snake Mountain was originally the castle owned by the snake people who had been terrorizing all of Eternia. And Skeletor turned up and went, "Hey, this is a cool place," and took over.
Okay. As far as He-Man goes, all I know is the song. I'm not going to sing it.
Let's start. Yeah. As you can tell, chat, we're in the mood to have a bit of fun today. It's been a year. I think we can all agree that. But today is a celebration. It's not only Elite's birthday. Happy birthday, Elite! It's our Christmas stream, so we're going to have some fun today. So we're going to some of us are going to let our hair down, figuratively speaking. So yes, enjoy it as we're going to enjoy it today. So what's first up, Zach?
Well,
it's just so hot. This is a bad idea. I'm already regretting this decision.
Well,
you're allowed to remove the mask. I think that's fair.
It has to be a vote, doesn't it?
That seems a bit too kind. You can remove the hat.
The hat.
Yeah, the Christmas hat can be removed at this point. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Great. Okay, I'm going to take off the hat. There we go. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. That actually made a massive difference. I mean, this is high quality nylon. I'll have you know. So it's great for the. It's great.
Okay.
I feel genuinely mean now. If you do want to take the mask off,
yeah,
no, it's fine. We'll leave it up to chat, like you said. The chat can can decide.
Arthur will remember this.
Yeah, yes, he will. Reviews start next year, Bruce.
So before we move on into the year recap, let's give away one of our mini prize bundles. So we've got the earphones, the bottle, the pin, and the pen. I'm pretty sure they're all Elite branded. They're not just random things we've found in the shop.
Found in the office lying around.
Yeah, so if you want to be in with a chance of winning that bundle, if you put, let's say, let's go with hashtag Happy Birthday Elite. Hashtag Happy Birthday Elite, either on YouTube or Twitch. And we'll give you 30 seconds to spam that in the chat, and then we'll pick one of you at random who will be the lucky winner of that prize, which should be posted tomorrow. Along with some things from Halloween. A lot of COVID has hit us. We should be posting things tomorrow. Okay, there's a lot of Happy Birthday Elites in the chat.
There's a lot. That is going. That's mad. It's like watching some sort of mini rave with all different coloured names.
Right. I'm going to entrust Paul, if possible. Can you write, whenever we pick a winner, Paul, can you write them down?
Don't
the name.
Give me responsibility.
Just the name. That's all we need.
Okay, let me.
Okay.
Do we want to alternate between YouTube and Twitch? Obviously, we have people on both platforms, and we want to support all of them.
Let's go YouTube first. Who's being? Do you want me to pick?
Go on then.
Because I can see everything, right? I have the ultimate.
I think you find I can see everything, Zach.
Right. Okay. So let me see. Closing my eyes. Random winner is Brian M on YouTube. So congratulations, Brian M. You are the winner of the first mini prize of the evening. If you want to, please email community@frontier.co.uk with your name and your delivery details and obviously what you won the mini prize. We'll get that sorted for you. So that's community@frontier.co.uk.
Yeah, and just to reiterate what Zach said, if we can get those information in today, Bruce and I are going to try and get the packages sent tomorrow. So we'll do as much as we can, as fast as we can, but just please bear with us with the current situation. Things have slowed down again.
Indeed. Okay, you can stop spamming Happy Birthday Elite. We'll choose a different phrase for our next prize, which will come in a bit. But let's just move into our year recap. In fact, no, we're not. We're not going to move into our year recap. We're going to talk about the patch that happened today. Because the patch just went out. I would say, how long ago was it now? Around 45 minutes?
Yeah, first one was 4:45. Then it was at 5 was PS5, and now I believe the Epic servers are up online. So I think it's, say 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock to be fair.
Yeah. So that patch, if you put !patch in the Twitch chat, you'll receive the link for that. If you're on YouTube, if one of the mods could please copy that over. Basically, we have rebalanced some of the multi-Olympic controller weight. They've been significantly reduced, so please let us know what you think of that. Some multi-Olympic controllers that were showing as Class C, showing as Class F when they're actually Class C, that has been fixed. Fire group panel navigation, preventing players from editing their fire groups, that's been fixed. And the fire group columns not disappearing when they're empty has also been fixed. And on Odyssey, the certain organics that weren't showing up via genetic sampling has also been fixed, I believe.
Can I just quickly add that Solar Controller 2021 on YouTube has just said, when your custom character appears in a cutscene, which I think describes this chapter quite perfectly.
That's very true.
I did see someone post in chat. I missed the name, asking about details for the Digital Friday event. There should have been an email that went out yesterday from Eventbrite, so check your email to let you know about the details. But essentially, you'll get login details to it tomorrow, about an hour and a half beforehand. We've got a pub quiz hosted by the other me, so that'll be tomorrow night. But if you've already got a ticket, you should be there. If you haven't got your details, ping a community at Elite Dangerous, and we'll get an answer to you.
Indeed. Okay, let's go in. Let's start our year recap. So I'm going to move over. If we crash, we'll be back. Okay, here we go. So I guess I'm just going to go through these, and I'm going to sort of read them out. We're just going to, have a bit of a walk down memory lane of the past year. And we're going to kick off with this. So this was Alchemy Den. And they obviously, I think they do this every year, but they kicked off the year with the New Discoveries expedition. They had over 70 participants, and they took a single carrier over 100,000 light years. And they also, I remember, submitted many very impressive mass jumps, which are one of my favorite parts of Elite. And yeah, so shout out to the Alchemy Den and everyone who does expeditions. Actually, they're always fun to look at.
And nice. These sort of screenshots are fantastic, right?
Yep, very cool. Yes, they do this every year, says Orange Phoenix. Nice. Next up, we had the Fuel Rats. They reached their 100,000th rescue, I believe. I think that was in January. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it rings true. I remember doing the poster stuff. I remember doing this on stream. I'm sure we did.
Yeah, we did. We showed them off on the stream. So yeah, Awesome Major took first place, Siren Farseer second, and Dakon Fire third place, which is a pretty cool initiative from them actually to get these sort of posters made in a competition to celebrate.
They're very cool artwork as well.
Yeah, they are. Very nice.
I'm not sure if I remember rightly, but I'm sure there was a case of when Elite was free on Epic or something. There was a lot of players that was just an influx of new players. So right. The Fuel Rats pretty busy with players learning that fuel does run out, and the Fuel Rats
that's right.
got quite a boost.
Yeah,
because I was guilty of running out of fuel the first time I played Elite Dangerous way back when, but I wasn't aware of the Fuel Rats. I don't know if the Fuel Rats were there from day one. So it's a great like the AA service. Those and the whole seals as well.
Yep, very much so. Okay, next up, we had the first of one of the sort of trends of the year. I'll probably skip through this video because it's quite long, but this is Alec Turner. And Alec Turner basically started off the old Fargoid rodeo trend. I think many people have tried this since, and not many people have succeeded.
I've heard he's a bit good at the old driving.
He's not bad, yeah.
He's all right, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not as good as you, Zach, obviously. No, obviously not. Obviously not.
I love the logic of Elite players of, there's a strange alien entity. I'm going to go annoy it.
Yeah, I'm going to poke it until it attacks me.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just run of the mill with Fargoids these days. Try everything, see what happens.
I'm sure nothing bad can come of all this antagonizing behavior towards the Fargoids.
The Skeletor suit, does it confirm something in game? Says Sophie's ain't going well. No, I believe the answer is no. I think if Arthur was trying to reply, he's struggling with his internet, so we're not getting a response from him either way.
Skeletor is so angry with the question, he has completely stopped internet access for Arthur. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Sorry.
Work from home.
Just plotting to overthrow Eternia, and it just interrupted the stream. I do apologise.
Okay, next up, we had our My Favourite Planet competition, which was a fun one. We had quite a lot of submissions for this, right, back in February. I mean, this was another one, Paul, right, where there was just almost too many good choices to choose from.
The positive and the negative for Elite Dangerous is there are some amazing screenshots people can send in. So when you've got like a task like doing a good job at Cool Planet or finding your favourite places, you get some amazing entries, which is awesome. But then you realise you've got to look through them and pick winners, and then you die a little bit inside.
Yes.
I can't wait to see this again with the new atmospheric lighting. that went in with 9. Because I've seen some incredible screenshots just on that. But it's not just like, I still see stuff like that blows me away of just the ships in space. We forget that it is naturally such a beautiful game, but some of the stuff that I've seen recently of just the ships flying around doing their thing in space is equally as stunning.
Yep.
I think I watched a video on Facebook about someone's favorite system. I forget the name. It's like all these ringed gas giants really close together. And I was watching it the other day. Like, this game is just like it just blows you away constantly. And that was just him flying around the system, not on the planets or anything. It's just stunning.
Indeed. This one was from Commander Faramir, by the way, just to shout out the commander who won the competition with a pretty spectacular image.
It is a nice image.
Chat are now saying that you can remove the mask if you would like to, Arthur.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's okay with chat then. I'm sorry for the visage you're going to get, but...
Ah!
Oh, Lord.
There we go.
That was very, very hot in there. Thank you. Hello, chat.
I feel like you did the bit justice, to be fair.
I tried.
A strong 15 minutes or so.
Keep the hood on. Oh, no, put it back. Oh, great. I was asking for that when I was asking for that.
Having done a cosplay at MCM this year, I can fully attest that masks make you a lot warmer than you think you're going to be.
Yeah.
It was it was toasty in there.
Yeah, it was Arthur all along. It was.
Now it's Ming the Merciless. Brilliant. Fantastic. Gordon's alive. Right. Let's move on, shall we, Zach? Yeah. And I'll just watch the
Next
Night
up
for Christmas. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Next up, this was actually some of Paul's work that I wanted to share, because
this moment that I will never top.
Yeah, this got to the top of the Elite Dangerous subreddit. This was when the Mars rover obviously submitted its images from Mars, and very quick thinking Paul made this lovely image of discovering something quite alien on the surface of Mars. Yeah,
very cool. And also, Paul's one of the humblest guys you're ever going to meet, because he was like, I don't know if is this okay? He was like, put it out, Paul, it's great. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll put it out there. But yeah, it's great work.
Yeah,
Osric saying this was tweet of the year. It was really good. This is one of those ones that we say in the business did numbers.
That is true.
Really,
yes.
really good.
Yes, the very official
technical term.
Yeah, the official.
Well, I believe the kids say it was really popping off. So well done.
There you go, chat.
Excellent use of young people lingo.
Astro Colonel says, wait, you made this, it's not real. Well, that's up for debate. You don't have to believe us. Maybe it is real.
Who knows?
Okay, what have we got? Oh, Malik. So, in March, Malik began his quest to break down the elite law. And this image is taken from one of his streams. And I just thought,
wow,
this is just amazing. I had to put this on in the recap, because I remember watching this stream and being like, this is great. The detail that's gone into this.
That's an incredible effort.
Just so you're aware, Zach, due to my Eternia internet, I'm about 15 seconds behind you all. So, oh my lord. They look like jellyfish.
Yeah, they do, incredible. Actually. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Malik for all the hard work in putting all the pieces together from the different Galnet.
Big a shout out to the Tone of the Tiger.
Yeah, I don't know what the context is for that, but I'm sure it can be explained.
I can confirm.
It's because it's great.
Oh, here we go. I can confirm, much like Skeletor, Tony the Tiger is not in Elite Dangerous. The Kellogg mascot is not a license, but we're not allowed to put him in there. Sorry.
No. True.
So everyone starts dressing up their commander to look like Tony the Tiger as much as possible, just to spite us.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else happened in March? Oh, the Odyssey Alpha began in March.
It did.
So yeah, players got the feet on the ground for the first time. That was a fun time of seeing.
It was fun. It was challenging.
There was a lot of challenges, but it was almost like experiencing it alongside the players was fun in terms of them going out and trying new things and stuff.
It was cool.
Malik has an explanation for Tony the Tiger, which is Tony the Tiger was because we did not know what ate the blue-haired one's father, so he thought it was a big cat. Turns out it was a giant sloth creature.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. There's an explanation for everything.
But what I like most about it is they thought it was a big cat that ate it, and rather than just pick a picture of a tiger, they picked the friendliest tiger ever, which makes it even more menacing. And Tony the tiger just went rogue and had enough. And just, I'm just going to eat. I'm just going to go start killing people.
He could strike at any time when his Frosties aren't ready. Let's be honest. There could be carnage everywhere if he's not fed.
Yeah.
He also doesn't like it if his Frosties go soggy. I mean, if anyone out there eats soggy cereal, they're saying that you're definitely on the naughty list for Christmas. You're up there with the side scoopers. Like you don't eat. No one eats soggy cereal. You got
hashtag side scoop Zach.
There's a period of time I find which is when you have your cereal, which is like it's too crunchy at the start, and then you've got that 3-minute sweet spot. And
I agree.
After that,
that's true.
You don't want to touch it.
That is actually very true. That's very true. Okay.
That's it.
Next, Operation Orange Peel. So this was a operation to save Lave Station, which was attacked back in March. So they basically, there's a big organization to both rescue, evacuate people, and repair a very popular station, which was a big success. It's always fun when players put together these operations to save things they love. Very nice.
So I'm enjoying the Tony Tiger puns at the moment. Always knew that Tony Tiger was a bit frosty. Enjoying it. 10 points. Great. 10 points for the good punnage.
Yep. Next up, the next trend of the year. This was SRVs in space. So this one was from Commander Brono and friends, I believe. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. They managed to get their SRV onto a fleet carrier, which is, hats off, I guess.
I remember watching this video. I'm still behind you, so I know what this is. Yeah, I remember watching this. Yeah, it's quite a long video, but it was very, very impressive.
It was, yeah. We just got a screenshot because the video was very long. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, you remember this one?
Yeah, definitely. It's reminiscent of commanders floating around inside stations as well, just through nonsense that players always get up to, trying to push the limits of what's possible. But this is really fun to see. It makes me curious now to know what else is achievable, albeit not intentionally.
Wasn't there one who landed on a Fargoid and then it flew off and they were still stuck in it and going, well, this is my life now? I'm pretty sure there was something like that.
Yeah, that rings a bell. What have we got next? We've got we got the rise in popularity of the mail slot stunts, which inspired the birth of the world's greatest sports show. So this was around April time. So just before Odyssey launched proper, we started seeing commanders upload these videos to Reddit, etc., of them doing incredible stunts with the mail slot.
My favourite thing about the mail slot is being someone who played the original Elite, knowing that it's still a challenge to fly through the mail slot for a lot of people makes me feel a lot better. The number of times I screened at the computer because I'd crashed as a child was quite a lot.
Yeah, I think during the sports series, Paul, people got to see a real look into your psyche, because it was very much when you were like, they blew up, they get more points.
I think that's fair. I helped Lave Radio with a forum issue this week, and as a reward, they sent a video of them all dying, and I was like, "Thank you. I'm glad that you really get me." So
I just like the way all those shots were intercut with the person's oxygen running out. I thought it was a really nice touch. They really had to speak to your soul there, Paul. It was really nice. Well done, mate.
So that was the birth of the sort of idea of elite sports in our head, but obviously thank you goes to all the commanders. They're actually way better than us at these kind of stunts.
Better than you, Zach?
No, actually, you're right. No, you're right.
He was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
But realistically, we all know that Zach is better than every single player at that kind of thing.
And any type of thing, apparently. SRV Racing Mail Slot Challenge. Who knows what else is coming?
Yeah,
I'm sure he can totes prove it live on stream, right?
Yeah. Every time I do, my game just it doesn't seem to want to play ball. So that's just how it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, believe you, totes.
Okay, so May we had obviously the Odyssey launch, which is fun, and then we had a lot of those nice terrariums. Remember the old terrariums that you spent a lot of time.
I'm going to give you a bit of behind-the-scenes peek at those terrariums about how much pain they cause me, chat.
I wish I had a picture. I don't actually have one, but
we'll have to find one. But so they were. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore them, and they were fantastic. However, shipping plants it's not as easy as you might think.
Right.
I knew this was coming up.
You actually, it's given me a bit of a flashback actually, because every plant needed to have a plant passport. This is not a lie, and they have to come along and they have to look at this plant and go, that is in fact a plant. And here is a mini little passport that goes, and this passport was only valid for 14 days. And obviously we're dealing with Brexit and they're shipping them across different countries. Some countries don't like to take certain seeds. The concept and the delivery of it when it got there was fantastic. Barring there was some breakages, which was also a pain, but I think we sorted everything out. I never want to ship a plant again in my life, ever. Not even Valentine's Day. And never, ever will I send a plant to anyone. Like, not even if it's even in the UK, they're like, we still need to go and check these are actually plants. But
Crazy.
They were lovely. They were great.
Yeah,
they were great.
Wolf and Soul says a plant pot. I'm pretty sure we made that joke. One of us made that joke. But yeah, a plant pot.
What was the joke? Sorry.
It's a not a passport, but
yeah.
a plant pot.
Yeah, plant pot. Yeah.
Yeah, people know that you felt passionately about Osric, saying you can tell the passion. It's true.
Yeah, but it was. I did love seeing the videos. I think the one that made me laugh the most, I think, was from Ghost Giraffe. I believe was him making his terrarium. Did make me giggle. But they are lovely. They are lovely. Kit.
Yep. Okay, next up is this potato Corvette, and I can't remember the commander who put this on Reddit. But if you're in the chat, please let me know. But this was something that blew my mind.
I wanted to get a chip.
Oh. Okay. Well, actually, considering
that stuck with me so much.
Yeah, it's great. We're going to give away a mega prize in this section, and I think this might be a good time to do so. So the mega prize, what
I know you're going to say.
Just to recap, is a bottle, a pin, a pen, and a HOTAS. I can't remember the exact branding of HOTAS. Bruce, do you know off the top of your head? Or
yes, I do. It's a Thrustmaster 1.6 thousand.
Yeah, 6,000, 16,000 or something, isn't it?
Something like that.
Right.
I think there's a T in there as well.
Right.
So
Probably.
Okay.
Some letters in there.
We'll obviously clarify that. Well, you'll see it when we send it to you. So let's pick another word. I think we should pick a word based on this that we've seen in front of us.
It's hashtag potato, isn't it?
It is actually, yes. It's hashtag potato chat. So
in reference to the picture, not mine and Paul's heads.
Yes, yes, definitely reference the picture.
What are you talking about? My head is gloriously full of hair.
Hashtag potato. Twitch only this time. We did YouTube last time. And I'm aware that we did the mega on Twitch, so we'll do the next mega on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
Hashtag potato in the
Lots
chat.
Of potatoes. Bruce, I'll let you pick the winner for this one if you can.
All right, I will. So I'm picking out a name from Twitch, am I?
Yeah, give it another 10 seconds or so.
You'll notice, chat, that the team are very wisely not asking me to do anything that involves looking at sort of anything technical. That just gets left to one side.
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and... Okay, got a name. It's actually a first chat from this viewer. Fred Frost says hashtag potato. Congratulations.
Fred Frost.
How are we spelling it, Bruce?
Frost.
Red rum.
Yeah.
Fred Frost.
Red rum.
So I will make a note of the name.
Yep.
Send it over to you, Paul.
Fred, please.
So yes, congratulations.
Yep. Please send us an email, Fred, community@frontier.co.uk with your name, your Twitch name, and your delivery details, and we'll get that sent out to you as soon as possible. Remember COVID, but we'll try and do it as soon as possible. Okay. Oh, I just got a nice message of Red Frot, so we won't forget. Don't worry, there it is. Okay. What is next? So we've done the potato Corvette.
That just reminded me of that scene from Step Brothers. You say pan, panda. Sorry, I digress.
Right, next. We also in May. I'm not going to play them now because there's music and Twitch. But there was some pretty awesome videos from the Burr Pit across May and June. I believe they were called Touchdown and Orbit, which I significantly remember. So
Touchdown was the one for me that I really loved.
Definitely check those out if you haven't already. The Burr Pit on YouTube. You'll find those videos. Really awesome, Elite Dangerous sort of cinematic videos.
Burger Tyrant, thanks for joining on your lunch break. Appreciated. 07.
Bye-bye. Okay, next up, we had the Expedition Discovery, which was another expedition that participants had the ultimate goal of cataloging as many new systems as possible. Well, the best kind of expeditions are the one where you're going out and you're expanding the galaxy for science. You put in more data in the less than 1%. You're moving that ticker up ever so slightly in terms of how many systems have been explored.
You'll get there eventually, Chet.
Sorry, just 2 seconds. I have to give another shout out to Mike DC with yet another world-class pun. How did you make that from a potato? You Corvette. I thought it was great.
That is good. That is good.
Corvette.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that.
Can I also highlight a really good pun from YouTube?
Yep.
Go
which is
for it.
Uber Meg, which was Chip Launched Fighter.
Yes,
oh, wow.
Strong. Very strong.
Amazing. Sorry, Zach. I see a pun and I feel I have to call it out.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, we're moving to July. So this was when Salvation beat Aegis to the Guardian artifacts, which was actually quite a key moment, both for obviously the players, but also for us, I think, internally, because it was one of the first times when we knew internally that, players are siding with Salvation. Like, a lot of people have bought into Salvation at that point.
He's got such a friendly name. What could possibly go wrong?
Exactly.
So
from my point of view,
charismatic
Paul.
and convincing.
Yeah. I mean, he is, for what we've seen, he is doing what he says on the tin.
He's Ronsil. He's doing exactly what he says in the tin.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what?
Yeah, that happened in July. Also, LaveCon was, I believe, in July, but that moved online, obviously, because of the pandemic. And they had, obviously, the Buckyball LaveCon Lockdown Challenge, which was fun. Commanders Skirt and Shay Blackwood won that one on Odyssey 1 Horizons. But yeah, cool to see LaveCon continuing despite the troubles. Yeah, hopefully next year. But
and a shout out to all the everyone doing events and stuff like this, because it's really, really tough, like to organise this sort of shenanigans online, because as you can see, we've already had like internet drop out and stuff like that, and just getting people logged in, and it's really difficult. I really hope next year we can move back to physical events. We wanted to do it this year, but unfortunately things conspired against us, but we'll try as soon as we can. As soon as it's safe, we'll do it, but safety first, I think, is our primary sort of rule.
Yeah, 100%.
Omicron.
What's next? Oh, we had Hyford's Cache in August that reactivated. Bruce, that was a fun time for players. Bit more investigation, bit more questions came from that. Some more, the narrative pushing forward.
Yeah, that was fascinating. So many different new pieces of information coming through. Am I right in thinking that was the topic of our second narrative roundtable? Or did we not get to that one?
It was the second or the third. It was meant to be on the second. It might have slipped into the third just because we had so much to talk about.
But yeah, that was really fascinating, and I'm looking forward to having more of that narrative moving forwards into next year, and yeah, hopefully much more intrigue as well.
Yeah. Okay, September. This was an interesting month again for the game. So we had Salvation predicting the Thargoid attack in Cornsar. Then we had obviously the Thargoid attack. We had so much anti-Xeno, players. Olaf's camera has gone crazy right now. So much anti-Xeno players, and then actually quite a lot of pro-Xeno players as well, who were sort of trying to interfere with Salvation's plans. So yeah, that was good. A lot of combat in that period, Bruce, and then Salvation activated the what we seem to think is a super weapon for the first time.
Seems like it. He certainly did something, and then all the Goids pretty much dropped dead because there were lots of crashed ones found around the Cornstar system.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a huge moment for sure.
Yeah.
Who knows if or when the alleged super weapon might be activated another time.
Yeah. So again,
I'm really sorry if my camera's gone.
You've been sent to the Shadow Realm, Arf. You're just.
I don't quite know. It is the internet, I'm afraid. There's not really an awful lot I can do about it. I'll try and stay with you, chat. Imagine I'm just being phased in and out.
I
The
feel like
sorceress is thwarting your plans once again.
Arf is doubling down on sort of the retro 80s theme.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I apologise if it's causing anyone to discomfort. There's not a lot I can do about this at the moment. I'm trying my hardest. I'm just messaging everybody else in the house to be like, please get off the internet if you're on it, because I don't know what's going on.
You're a glitch in the Matrix, apparently. Possible. We'll move on anyway. So October, I believe, was the introduction. It was the introduction of Megaship Interiors, I think, off the top of my head. October or November. I think it was October. But everything is moving so quick. But yeah, that was a pretty cool sort of step towards where we're going with fleet carrier interiors, and I think a lot of players enjoyed that, and that was fun sort of to work with that and see how that was progressing. That was a good time. November, I believe we had the dinner with the devs, I think was in November, Arthur, that you went to with Sally.
It was a really nice, it was super nice meal. It was Sally, Sam, Dav. I'm going to add. I've got loads of people. There was lots of people who joined me. Loads of lovely members of the community. Had some nice food, some great chats about the game, and just like people's feelings and memories of the game. And also, incredible. I don't know if you got a picture of it. I have been in the office.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
An incredible sort of. I don't know how it's like a foot long and like I don't know, half a foot high, or maybe taller SRV, fully 3D printed. Really incredible. From the 12 Ronin, I think it is from that clan, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, so that happened, and then we also had, I believe it was in November. I was looking back earlier, and I wrote this as November, the Elite Sports Stunt Show. Did that go out in November? Chat. It feels like it was last week, but maybe it wasn't.
It was last week.
Was it?
What, the one where there was the commander
with the Scorpion?
Yeah, that was last week.
Well, it's Wednesday, yeah.
Right,
Wednesday.
so that wasn't November, that was this month. Either way, that was significant.
Do you know what? Here's a look behind the scenes, because we probably looked at our old regs. That's when we were looking to get it out. But obviously, it was delayed slightly, so it moved to December.
Yeah.
Zach, is it worthwhile me trying to turn off my camera and turn it back to see if that fixes whatever is going?
Oh, that's risky business.
That is risky
business. You know what? One second. We'll just cut straight.
I kind of like this look on you, Arthur. I'm not gonna lie.
Whatever you just did worked.
I didn't do anything.
You're back. You're back.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go.
Sorry,
Nice.
I've stopped receiving my transmission from my alien overlords, so it's
Your
fine.
two souls have combined as one.
Nice.
I've completed the download.
Paul, that would imply that I actually had a soul to start with, so less two of them.
Nice.
But I'm
There
back.
you go. So yeah, I guess December then we'll talk about this month. We had the Elite Sports Stunt Show. We had the Scorpion SRV obviously dropping into the game. And obviously Operation Ida's Holiday Haul, which is still an ongoing thing, which is pretty cool, raising money for charity. But that pretty much catches us up on what has been a year of pretty significant community stuff, which, we're always really grateful to see what you're all doing, both within the game and then obviously outside with things you're making and supporting charity. And obviously there's a lot of people that we haven't been able to mention in this list that doesn't, we appreciate every single one of you that does anything for the game, and especially, the people that choose to spend their time playing the game and raising money for charity. Like, it's incredible that you do that. So yeah, thank you everyone.
Just really on the year, I would like to say it's so wonderful to look back at all those wonderful things the community have done, to echo what Jax has said. I'm aware, the team are aware, all of us here. It's been a challenging year for all of us, so we really do appreciate. I can't really say enough how much support our community has given us, feedback, passion. Things are turning. We are always pushing forwards. I'm really looking forward to next year. I'm really looking forward to doing this again next year and going through all the fun stuff that people have done next year. So thank you so much to the community for doing it. Thank you for using Elite as a platform the way you have done, not just to enjoy the game, but to spread joy to other people, which is really sweet. We know it's not perfect, but we're still pushing. We'll always be pushing to make it better for you. So thank you very much for your passion and just your support. It means the world to us. It means the world to the devs. I may not say much on the forums, but I'm always looking. It was really touching to see some of the players putting in like a nice feelings thread just for the devs to read. They do read all that sort of stuff, and they are constantly working on the game. So it's really nice, and I know that it means the world to them as well. So thank you from the devs to you all. So there we go. It's really nice. Thank you, Zach, for compiling.
That's right.
Those 12 months.
Well, I mean, thank you to everyone else that helped me. It wasn't just me, but yeah, thank you everyone. Okay, so Bruce, the next segment of today's stream, what have we got lined up?
So we have a very special segment to show off something that some players may have seen a little bit of already, but we'd like to show it in a bit more of an official capacity. So we've started a trend, haven't we, Zach, recently, of getting special guests on for pre-recorded segments to deep dive on various features and elements of Elite Dangerous. And we've continued that trend. So, of course, fleet carriers are getting interiors early next year, and that's a really big change for the game. So we were able to grab some of Darren's time to talk a little bit more about what kind of features will be available in there and some new footage of walking around inside fleet carrier interiors. So should we go ahead and roll the clip?
Yep, enjoy.
Are you going to play? Sorry, just to go in there. Are you playing the gameplay footage as well as the?
Yeah, it's all rolled
in
into
one.
It's all in one. Oh, you have been busy, you two.
We have.
Do you want to brief
before? Yes, before we roll the clip, actually, worth mentioning. All the footage you see and anything we discuss with Darren is still very much work in progress. Of course, the content itself is not complete. Things may change, things may be added or removed. So do not take this as everything you see in here is definitely what's going in. Just well worth bearing that in mind. But everything you see is what we do have planned. So there you go. Hopefully you can still enjoy the little segment.
Okay, playing it now.
Okay, welcome everybody to our next segment. It's the much anticipated Fleet Carrier Interior Tour that we're going to be doing now. And we are joined this time around by Darren, our senior game designer. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, it's so good to have you back. Thank you for coming on again. We obviously saw you not too long ago, a couple of weeks back, I think it was. But great to see you again. Today, Darren is going to be talking us through the various features and facilities available in your Fleet Carrier Interiors. So without further ado, we're going to have some footage playing in the background, by the way, and we imagine this will cycle through a few times. Don't worry, it's on a loop. So you'll see the bits and pieces that we're talking about on screen. Maybe not at the exact same time, but keep an eye out for them and they will come back round again. So don't worry if you miss them while we are talking. The first stop that our commander is going to take inside the Fleet Carrier Interior is actually Pioneer Supplies. So Darren, could you tell us a little bit about what Pioneer Supplies is doing and how it works when inside your fleet carrier?
Yeah, so just like players can install different services on their fleet carrier, which are accessible via the station services when they're docked in their ship, players can add different services which will be modularly added into the interior space. One of those is Pioneer Supplies. So the Pioneer Supplies is a service which exists on other stations. Players have become intimately familiar with them. On carriers, they work just slightly different. They don't have a subset of stock. Carriers will stock all weapons and suits for Pioneer Supplies, and the carrier owner will be able to set a taxation markup so that the percentage over what they typically would sell different suits and weapons for in stations, that extra markup will go directly to the carrier owner, and that would be the cost that the players visiting will be paying for the convenience of everything being available in one location.
Okay, that sounds fair. And does that go the other way, such that I could offer things at a discount through Pioneer Supplies, but at cost to my own carrier?
I'm not too sure about that one. I
Okay.
don't think so.
Fair enough. But if I do want to make some extra cash off any visitors, that's something I can do. Okay,
Yes.
Nice to know. Interesting that it doesn't stock. That the stock is sort of all there already. So it's almost like rather than the fleet carrier owner sourcing and purchasing and supplying the stock for the vendor, it's more like the vendor is almost renting out, or you're renting out the Pioneer Supplies chain or as a brand to have a franchise or a store within your carrier. It's that kind of relationship.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the sense of scale sort of comes into play here. At the moment, players that have shipyards will be purchasing ships on a one-to-one scale and managing stock in that sense. And ships effectively would take up massive amounts of space on the interior of someone's carrier. Whereas if you look at the amount of space a Sidewinder takes up and say, oh, actually, if that amount of storage space inside the carrier was filled with plasma rifles, that's a lot of plasma rifles. So we sort of thought that the management of stock at that granular scale was maybe a bit too much. So we sort of opted for more of a case of the players are effectively selling via Pioneer Supplies on their carrier, and the taxation markup is whether they're selling them at different levels of purchase. So you're effectively selling it at cost or you're selling it at profit. And the amount you sell that at profit is the benefit that you get as a carrier owner. But if you maybe push it too much, people will say, oh, actually, it's bit too rich for my blood, and they might go elsewhere to purchase it. So that's going to be a balance that carrier owners are going to have to find.
Okay, that's totally fair. I also heard on the grapevine that while commanders don't stock the inventory of pioneer supplies, they do have some sway over what may or may not be available at certain carriers. I don't know if you're picking up on my hints or catching my drift here.
Yeah, so some players might have seen that some pioneer supplies operate in certain areas where certain objects are a little bit more easily accessible. So illegal items or items which are considered illegal in certain jurisdictions by certain factions, because nothing's truly illegal. Those objects can be toggled via the carrier owner. So if there's a player that wants to role play and not be selling illegal things on their carrier, they can toggle the accessibility of what some jurisdictions might consider illegal on and off.
Nice. I guess the next place that the commander visited on the nice tour of the fleet carrier was the bar. As we know, the bar is already a popular area in stations. How does it work there in terms of fleet carriers?
So the current plan is to make the bartender work slightly different in carrier interiors, a little bit more like the way commodities market works for carriers. Players will effectively be able to set up a supply and a demand for different on-foot resources. So the carrier owner might say, actually, I want players to bring to my carrier and to my bartender. I'm not sure whatever they necessarily want. Let's say that they're trying to unlock Kit Fowler, and they're like, I want loads of opinion polls. I want all of the opinion polls. Loads of players come and bring opinion polls, and then after they've gone and unlocked the engineer themselves, they think, well, I've actually got this massive excess at my carrier now, and they switch that from a demand to a sale, and they can sell it back to other commanders. So it's literally them turning the bartender into a market function, buying and selling the different resources and different loot you can pick up on foot.
Nice. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, that's really good to know. Okay, so our third stop on the tour is Vistagenomics. Now, does this work similar to the ones people might find on the concourse, or are there some little differences as well?
It's very much the same from the person that's effectively selling their biological data. For the carrier owner, it works quite similarly to universal cartographics. So there's a slight markdown for the convenience of being able to sell your data directly to a carrier, because ultimately, if you're getting exploration data or organics data way out in the black, you selling it into a carrier is way safer and more convenient than having to make that trek back to the bubble. So there's a slight markdown from that. But other than that, it's very much the same experience that players are experiencing already inside station interiors. We've got little 07 there.
Nice.
Just to his carrier staff member.
Yeah, it's really cool that Vistagenomics is now coming to fleet carriers, because like you say, it may be, shouldn't be quite as strong. The markdown makes sense because it's going to be so much more flexible, but it does facilitate the kind of relationship that I think we wanted, always really wanted to have with fleet carriers, where you take it out on a trip, you jump it 500 light years or so into the black, and you use it as a base of operations for your exploration, your gathering activities around that area, and then you come back and cash in before hopping to the next place. I think it's really going to help facilitate that kind of play, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's nothing stopping players that own carriers effectively running it as an exploration hub. 500 light years is conservative. You could stick it a couple of thousand light years outside of the bubble and facilitate potentially hundreds of different commanders that really want to push as far out as they really can, which is a lot less scary when you've got somewhere where you can repair, restock, rearm, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's going to make a big difference to explorers like myself. Whenever I can eventually afford a fleet carrier on my own personal account, then it'll certainly help me out for sure.
I mean, for me, the big thing about having a fleet carrier and taking it way out into the black is just the views you're going to get from these
Right.
windows is
That's
going to
true.
be awesome. Really, really cool.
Yep. So next up, I believe that we saw the shipyard and what the sort of interior looks like for the shipyard. I know there's some differences here. Darren, can you talk a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, so unlike the other services that are on foot, where you're effectively purchasing the service, and then it modularly adds on to the interior, the shipyard is already a service fleet carriers are purchasing, so that is not a separate function. Any fleet carrier that already has the shipyard service purchased and installed will automatically have the on-foot equivalent. So that's not necessarily a freebie, but it's not been separated on foot. So that way a lot of people will jump into their interior of their carrier, and they'll already find that that's there waiting for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also worth noting that there wasn't a vendor in the shipyard, right? There's no vendor inside.
No, with the shipyards, we're not using something like Inter Astra for the carrier. Players have effectively been purchasing and selling ships on their own behalf for a while now, so we didn't feel it necessary to sort of inject some form of company to run that service for you. So you've effectively got these kiosk-like terminals where players will be able to enter the ship purchase and sort of the shipyard management screen, so they can move their ships around and stuff all via those terminals.
Yep, makes sense.
I also notice, and I think we're going to come up to it again shortly on the footage, but there's a really cool view in the shipyard. It's got the same sort of table with the hologram on top, but also there's a sort of bay window that looks down onto, I'm not exactly sure, it's actually coming up on the screen now. What exactly are we looking at through there? Do you know off the top of your head?
That is a Taipan. It's the independent fighter in there.
Ah, okay, that's what that is. Very cool to have that just sitting in there. I love the design of this whole space. Actually, it looks great.
It's very utilitarian. I think the art guys have done a amazing job with the interior of this. It very much feels we've always said that it's gone for a very strong sort of submarine vibe, and having like the sort of in some sections you've got exposed pipes. You've not really got many areas with like double height ceilings or anything like that. It very much feels like you're moving through a vessel rather than walking in an open station. And the exceptions obviously here with the jump room and where you've got your massive view out to wherever you've decided to jump your carrier. And this place feels really big and grand by comparison to the rest of the interior.
Nice. Well, that actually is the perfect segue to talk about this space then. So yeah, the jump room, as it's currently known, where you can do, well, something that players have wanted ever since. So the arc was something like this. You were stuck in your seat in Elite for a long, long time, and players were dying to stand up. And now they can stand up. There's only one thing that they want to do again. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I mean, once you stretch your legs for enough time, you do want to sit down again. So yeah, in the jump room, you will be able to take your seat and witness your jumps. So when the carrier has scheduled its jump and it goes through all of its pre-flight checks and it's ready to jump, you'll be able to, during those pre-flight checks, make your way to a seat and sit down and ready yourself for the jump sequence. Anyone that's not made their way to a seat will be moved to a seat for the jump sequence. We don't want anyone being splattered across the back of the interior wall. That's not going to be a pretty sight. So
it would ruin the view a bit. Yeah,
it would maybe ruin the view a bit. Or at least as soon as the carrier finishes jumping, everyone's got to sit in their seats because there's some cleanup that has to happen at the back of the ship. But yeah, so there's going to be you're going to have these seats which you can sit in, and you have your view of the jump. This top area is a private area just for the carrier owner and their team or their wing, as they're formerly known. So that that express lift, which takes you up there. That's going to be locked off to just those select few, and they've got their own private seats to effectively witness that jump or sort of sit in the jump from. So we had the carry owner seat, which is one of these bad boys.
Yep. Supporting it yourself. Yeah, I really like this. When I first saw the interiors for the first time, like this sort of ready room area, I really liked the addition of that, just because it again, you mentioned role play earlier. I think there's a lot that players are going to be able to do with the bridge in terms of, let's head out on this expedition. Let's go to the ready room and plan out, what's our next move? What are we doing today? I really like that addition.
It feels private and it feels premium, and I think that's exactly what we were going for. We want at the end of the day, purchasing a fleet carrier is no small task.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not a small thing. So when you get one, you want to feel special when you're walking around inside it, and having this little private area where, let's face it, you've got pretty much the best view in the house during a jump, and your friends have that small area just before there. You saw there were 3 seats just for your team members. That sort of gives that premium feel. At the end of the day, when you purchase a carrier, you've earned your carrier,
right?
And we want you to walk around and to be inside here and feel like you've earned this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. Zach, don't worry, I'll invite you to my special guest area, the fleet carrier that I worked very painstakingly.
Considering I don't have one, so yeah, I need to experience it through you.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll sort you out a seat. Okay, cool. So that touches on, I think, all of the various areas. There was one other detail we wanted to mention. It's actually come up already in your background, in fact, Darren. So today you're sporting another awesome background. This one is actually, as you said, the fleet carrier interior itself. Will players be able to change the color schemes of their fleet carrier interiors?
Oh, camera jumped off there.
Oh, that's all right. We've done our usual swap. We tend to do this on every single dev interview, where Bruce becomes the dev and the dev, in this case Darren, becomes Bruce. It's a habit, so we'll just keep rolling.
It's tradition at this point.
It happens. It is what it is. So via the livery, when you're managing a carrier, you'll be able to swap between different themes, which will change like an interior color palette across your carrier. And part of that change is the color palette for the chair that you're sitting in. So I've got one here that I'm sat in, and I could change like that. I've got another one.
Nice.
Very nice.
So yeah, it's making the carrier feel like your own, not just when you're walking around it, but definitely when you're sort of sitting down and you're getting ready for that jump. You want it to feel like your carrier and not someone else's.
Nice. I'm glad we've kept that up, because, of course, from the outside you can change the type of carrier you have and its color scheme and things like the landing pads, etc. So it's nice that we've continued that for the inside as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's nothing which screams this is my carrier, like having your name plastered along the side, the exact color that you wanted on the outside, colored landing pads.
And it's the little details as well. So players might have spotted, as the footage is running, that actually the various screens and places throughout the interior with bits of data or whatever it is also feature things like the fleet carrier's name, and it's also printed, I think, near the entrance on the wall and that sort of thing. So that's really nice.
Yeah, this is very much your mobile station. It's your base of operations, and we made sure that we're branding it as such, even down to the NPCs that you might see across the interior. Players have been able to go inside their carrier management and swap out the NPCs. So it's an NPC that they want to be seeing every day. At the end of the day, it's their carrier. They hire who they want. And those NPCs will be reflected in the NPCs you'll see walking around. So if you change who's working at Vistagenomics, you're going to change the NPC that you're seeing at Vistagenomics.
Oh, perfect. That's really good to know. Okay, great. I think that covers all of the topics that we had in mind. Darren, was there anything else you wanted to mention about fleet carriers, or have we covered everything?
I think that's it for now, but you did get my name wrong. I'm Bruce right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Apologies.
That's all right, Darren.
Zach, your name
Yes.
hasn't changed.
No, I'm still me. Yeah, I'm fine.
Anything else you wanted to say about fleet carriers before we wrap up this segment?
Nothing that's not already been said. I'm very excited for when I eventually get my hands on a fleet carrier that I can, personalize myself and walk around, and it's going to be great. So yeah, thanks Darren thanks Bruce for spending some time with us today.
Yes, thank you very much for your time, and also a shout out to all of the people who have put a lot of hard work into making this happen. Do any names spring to mind for shout outs?
Lots of names. Honestly, it's strange coming on live streams because you always feel a bit like an imposter. This is not a one-man job, and when you come on a live stream, you definitely feel like I'm very much standing on the shoulders of giants.
Sure.
There's so many people that put so much work that goes into this. I think, namely, the fellow designer Luke Betterson, working with me a lot on the sort of different parts of the management side. Simon Brewer has put in a insane amount of work in building a lot of this interior. The audio team, it's just way too many people to count.
Okay, fair enough. But it does really come across that this is a huge team effort, and a big thank you goes out to everyone on the art, design, audio development teams. And anyone else that we haven't mentioned. So thank you all very much for doing that. And yes, thank you, as Zach has said, for joining us once again to talk everyone through it. Hopefully that was enjoyable for you, chat.
Yep.
Okay.
So should we head back, Bruce?
I think so. Yeah, thank you once again, Bruce / Darren. We will catch you next time, and let's get back.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much. And well done, Zach and Bruce. Before we go any further, I know Darren is in the chat. So if we could have some 07s for Darren, because Darren very kindly has joined us for 2 streams now on the bounce, almost, I think. So thank you. 07s, please, for Darren. It's a fantastic guest, as always, to give us some of his very, very valuable time to come and talk to us about some cool stuff. A very knowledgeable person, very intelligent person. Yes, 07. So lots to digest in there. I've seen a lot of questions in chat. Some I'll try and answer as much as I can, or as much as I'm allowed to, without getting too much trouble. So someone asked a simple question: what is the bow? The bow is the front. So you've got the bow, stern, port, and starboard are your sides. I can never remember which one port. I think port is left, because if I remember saying it's port is on the left-hand side, because left is where your heart is, close to the left-hand side, and that's some. Anyways, that's what I think. I'm probably wrong as well.
Port's a drink, surely.
It's also a very tasty drink. Someone asked, is the window live, so can you see ships flying around? Yes, you can. In fact, that was actually Bruce flying over majestically in an Eagle. Bruce, we won't tell you amount of times that both Bruce and I crashed into the tower whilst we tried to record that. But yeah, it is. I've seen a few questions about customization. It was touched on that. We'll have more to share on that later on, but at the moment we're focused on getting the fleet carrier working and in your hand as soon as possible. On that note, I do have a slight update on where fleet carriers will be arriving. We did have them down in our notebooks as update 10. They are going to be moving out to update 11, but don't get too upset about that. Update 11 is still scheduled for very early next year, so don't panic about that. Update 10 is going to focus primarily on our optimization and fixing some of those pesky bugs, which we know are about and we're still working on. So don't panic, it isn't moving very, very far away, but we just had a slight reshuffle just because we want to get fleet carriers as right as we can before we put them in your hands. But I'm very excited about fleet carriers. In fact, one of the things we're talking about next year is how we're going to be doing our streams and how we do our streaming schedule. It's something we want to reassess and have more. Maybe we don't stream as often, but we stream for longer. So we maybe look at that's going to be our next objective. And a fleet carrier feels like a perfect way to do that. We've got loads of our minds and imaginations just firing on all cylinders. So it's going to be great next year. I can't wait for people to get hands on fleet carriers and all the fun we can have with them. Also, I don't know if the team are aware of this, but you see how the first thing people said were, you're going to be very mean to your crew. A lot of people like, stop talking, go and mine tritium. Can I shoot them? There'll be no lounging around in my fleet carriers. Like, wow, this is
the NPCs know what they did. They deserve what's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think of myself as more of a Captain Kirk. I've certainly got the gut for it. So I'd probably be a Captain Kirk. If you had to be a captain, which captain would you pick? Bruce?
Beard. No,
Captain
just kidding.
Beard. Which was a captain? And the Mutiny of the Bounty, you'd be the one on that one, wouldn't you, Bruce?
If I could be any captain.
Any captain.
Davy Jones, I think, because that was a hell of a character from obviously exists outside of Pirates of the Caribbean, but yeah, he was my favorite from that
particular incarnation.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Paul, do you have a preferred captain?
Reynolds.
Captain Reynolds.
Mal Reynolds.
Oh, from Firefly. Firefly. Okay, cool. I didn't have it. He's a bit too jovial for you, Paul. But I thought you might go for something like a Darth Vader when he was just on board the ship.
Yeah, but he's not technically a captain. He's
True.
a lord. There's a noble.
True.
He's not the captain type. Whereas Mal Reynolds, I'm a good guy. Stab. Okay, I'm an all right guy. Stab. Okay, I'm all right. That kind of person.
And what about you, Zach? Who would be if you had to be a captain? Who would you pick?
I don't know. Captain America, I guess. Even though I'm not American.
Captain America.
Maybe
who doesn't at all look after any form of ship, be it a starship or boat.
That's true.
He's just Captain America.
And the person who just gives up at the end of or the Avengers films.
No, that was Padme.
That's not true.
That's Padme.
Right, let's.
I like the idea of a Captain America with a Northern British accent as well.
Well, Captain Britain exists, but he's just not as interesting. So.
Fair enough.
He wields Excalibur. He's very interesting. What are you trying to talk about?
That's true. Okay, let's give away a prize.
Yes, let's give away a prize.
Let's do. It's back to YouTube this time for a mini prize. So it's earphones, bottle, pin, and pen. We'll do hashtag fleet carrier for this one. So next 10-20 seconds or so, hashtag fleet carrier in the YouTube chat, and then Paul, can you see the YouTube chat?
I am looking at YouTube chat.
Cool.
So spam that thing that I've already forgotten what you said.
Hashtag fleet carrier. YouTube only this time.
Fleet carrier.
We'll do Twitch next.
Wow, someone said they want to be Captain Miller from Event Horizon. I mean, I don't.
Oh yes. Oh, why didn't I think of that one?
I don't think that bodes well for your crew.
Let you leave. That's a great precursor to the 40k universe, obviously.
Yeah, but a lot of people believe that. Yeah.
Someone suggested Captain Obvious. That's the guy who points things out.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah. We appear to be crashing. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
A lot of people on Twitch not sure what website they're on. This is YouTube only. This time.
Don't worry,
let them spam. Let them live their dream. Come on.
Okay, you got one, Paul? I'm gonna start looking now.
Give me a second. Plus minus. It is Commander XLA on YouTube.
Amazing. So yeah, Commander XLA. If you can drop us an email with your name, your name on Twitch or YouTube, sorry, and your delivery details, we'll get that all sorted for you as soon as possible. Congratulations. Okay.
Awesome.
Next. Oh, sorry. After. Do you have something?
No, I was just going to say awesome stuff.
Cool. Next up, our next segment of the day is our Hall of Fame stellar screenshots. So let's get straight into that, shall we?
Nice. I've been super excited for this. It's actually been one whole year. So this whole time, my actual work computer background has been Commander Jetsukai's winning screenshot from last year of the crate flying over the crater, and there's a ring planet in the background. Just gorgeous image.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it's time to replace that with
maybe that's
this year's
tradition.
Yeah,
Every
with this
year.
year's best image.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through them as we do like a typical stellar screenshots show, and then at the end we'll see if we can decide on the first place. Okay, does that sound good?
Yeah. I mean, we have all seen these, I think, because we all vote. So just to be clear, we all had a Paul, bless him, put together a massive conference page. We were, and he was very strict. He's like, you get 5 votes, so you have to go in and mark your 5 votes accordingly. And these are what you see now. So we've all seen, I think, all of these screenshots. This will be the first time really analysing them, I guess.
Yeah.
And because everybody has such different tastes, it meant that we were actually able to get from 5 votes each 10 finalists, because obviously everyone didn't pick the same people.
Okay. So. Oh.
And this, of course, is where my
internet fails.
No,
right?
no, it's not your internet. It's the stream.
It's the stream.
It's the stream. We effed.